What is going on, BTJ Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Guys, this is a little bit different of a video that we normally do. It is what you would call a State of the Union address, although it's to all of you, to BTJ Nation. And that's what we really want to try to get down here, guys. Cody wanted to make sure that we shouted out the person who gave us this idea. So shout out to Bryant Williams at the Protagonist 06 on YouTube, who gave us the comment on one of our recent videos. I think it was a few weeks ago. And he said, why don't you guys give us like a end of the year or beginning of the year, address, like tell us like what you're planning, what you thought about last year, all of these different things. So, we felt like, okay, we could do that, just put together a couple different things here. Again, this is not a fully enveloped in everything that we have done this year, and certainly isn't the full vision for everything we have going forward, but it is a little bit of stuff that we are capable of doing. So 2024 in a nutshell, we actually introduced two new channels that we have going on currently. The first one is the Pacers channel. We are now doing Pacers content, guys. We have just shy of 1,000 subscribers over there on the Pacers channel right now. We know that we have not been putting a lot of effort into it right now because, again, with everyday life, because as you guys are understanding of it, Cody and I are not doing this full time. We have other jobs, we have other things that go on in our lives that sometimes make it difficult to be able to handle all that kind of content, which we will address later in this video as well. We also have our reaction channel, which, we've had that channel. Cody, did we have that before 2024? Was it just kind of...
So a little bit of history on that channel. And first off, talking about things that are going on, you're moving and you're getting married coming up here soon. So you got a lot on your plate right now. I have a wife and, have a job and all that. So we got a lot going on in our world, but definitely take up some evenings to do all this content. But yeah,
right.
But anyway, so some of the history on the channel, Derek, I think I started it out with my own personal channel back in 2022.
Okay.
And I started kind of talking just more NFL. And then, as I kind of get into it a little bit more, I kind of, got a little busy, had some life changed, I moved. And so the channel kind of took a little bit of a back burner there. Right. Mm-hmm. So then we kind of tried to do a couple different things, after that, I tried to do the channel for a little bit. And it kind of just felt like it was kind of the same type of content we already did on Bring the Juice. And I had a couple people who said, this is kind of the same stuff, right? In terms of that, you're kind of just saying the same thing twice in a lot of ways. And so, we decided we wanted to try a few other things. I know we did at one point like a movie review type of channel for a very short stint in the summer. And it just wasn't a thing that, we tried it, but we didn't really love it. So we're like, okay, there has to be a way that we can use this channel with an already built-in Colts audience, right, of different people who support the Colts and care about the Colts. So we kind of decided, and I don't remember when it was exactly, Derek, but it's been a couple months now. We finally kind of decided. Actually, I'll pull it up here. Just in mid-season, I think it was. We kind of just decided. Yeah, so it was in November, middle of November, we kind of decided, hey, we're going to try this Reacts channel thing, right? And so the idea and the premise behind this was, we don't do a ton of reaction. We did a little bit on the channel, but we're like, hey, we could dedicate an entire channel to just reacting to news as it comes out. And the other channel
breaking reactions.
That other channel has that built-in audience, so we can do a lot more of that longer form content. We can talk, have more discussions there. We'll still cover news and stuff like that, but having a channel completely dedicated to breaking news. And so, different comments that were made or whatever it is, and just kind of having a discussion on that. And sometimes it's, 20 minutes, sometimes it's 5 minutes, it's really in between, but the idea is more of reacting. And Derek, we know how popular reaction type stuff is on the internet, right? So we kind of just said, hey, let's try this out. And we had some pretty good success, honestly. When we kind of started this thing out, we had some people who really responded well, and the channel really kind of blew up. We had a couple videos that did extremely well a little bit later, especially with all the controversy going on at the end of the year. And that really helped the channel to get going. We had a couple of the Pat McAfee videos that really blew up, and we kind of said, okay, this is what we're going to do. And, we got, so we also tried to do a little bit as well. I forgot to mention this. We tried to kind of take some of the content from the regular channel and kind of repost it. But apparently it didn't realize this. That's against YouTube's policy. Even though it is our own content, it's on a different channel. So it was like, okay, we'll just stop doing that. So we finally, reapplied for monetization earlier this month. And now we've been able to make some actual money from that, which has been great. And yeah, so that's kind of what the history is a little bit with that channel. It started out with me personally, just like, hey, I want to try my own podcast, and just wasn't feeling it. A lot of life change happened, kind of became redundant. We threw a couple things around and kind of settled on this. And that's kind of where we are now. And I think we've kind of found the niche for that channel finally. It's been a couple of years coming, but we finally figured that out. So that's definitely a good thing there when it comes to that.
Yep. So obviously, like we said, guys, when it comes to the reaction channel and the Pacers content and whatnot, obviously Pacers channel not up for monetization yet because we're not at the subscriber or watch minutes there. Again, we'll say later how you guys can help support us. Overall, 2024 numbers were kind of down on the channel this year, and we are in no way, shape, or form saying that you guys had anything to do with that. Mainly, it just came down to a couple different things. One, general interest in the Indianapolis Colts right now is just kind of feels like at an all-time low, despite the fact that, we increased by a couple thousand subscribers throughout the year. I think it was a little over 2,000 new subscribers throughout the year. So, again, the channel did grow. The channel was, doing very well to start the year. I think also what came down to it, guys, and, I think after collaborating with a ton of content creators as well, they were saying that a lot of the reasoning behind like monetization numbers being as bad as they were, and in certain areas why algorithms were not working as well when it came to certain videos, a lot of times had to do with the political ads. I don't think we got hit with political ads on our channel, which, again, because of it being a political year and how important it was for the media to push out this stuff, if you're more interested in putting out political ads on your videos, then your numbers get boosted out in the algorithm a little more. That was not us. Our numbers kind of took a little bit of a plunge because of it. So, again, it is what it is. We're not chalking it up to anything more than just Colts interest being a little bit lower than normal and it being a political season. So, that is what it is. Like we said, we're hoping to get monetization back soon for the channel. We won't talk too much about what went down. Nevertheless, I know I've had some people say, they were wondering about why their memberships went away and why we can't super chat anymore. Well, here's the thing. So memberships, once we get monetization back, whenever that may be, we're hoping soon, but whenever that may be, your memberships will come back if you just leave them the way that they are. As far as super chats go, whenever monetization comes back, you'll be able to do super chats. So again, that's just addressing that.
Yeah, to speak to the numbers real fast, Derek. So really the views were about the same, right, in terms of what they were a season ago in 2024 and obviously, or in 2023, excuse me. And obviously, Derek, the Colts were a lot more interesting in 2023 as well. So that certainly is a thing. I also think another thing is that, since we started, when we really started this channel, there wasn't a ton of Colts content out there. I mean, there really wasn't a ton of Colts content in terms of YouTube out there. I mean, I think it was For the Culture and a couple like media guys, right? So that's now it started to be a little bit more of like, which I love this, more of these individual creators who are doing stuff, and you have like Locked On, you have Kent Sterling, some of those media guys who now have kind of figured out the algorithm, and obviously they're tied to networks as well. So that definitely is helpful too. So that's maybe part of it too. But I think, when it comes to that, the views were about the same as they were in 2023. Watch hours were a little bit down, and subscribers were a little bit down. But overall, Derek, it wasn't like this insane drop. Like there was some, but I don't think it was like a crazy amount, in
Yeah.
terms of that. Like obviously, revenue was down because of the stuff with the monetization that happened in, oh goodness, I know it has to be like 90 days, and our 90 days is up. So whatever, do the math there around that time. So right in the middle of the season, of course, it happens. And that definitely sucked. And so, I don't know if you talked about this yet, but that is kind of why in certain ways we have put more of a focus on that Reacts channel as of recent, because we're like, hey, this is monetized right now. We want to capitalize on this until we get our main channel back. And then we'll kind of make it a little bit more even there.
Right.
We've still done obviously content on there, but it hasn't been as every day as
it's not been as fluent as we normally have it for the main channel. And obviously, whenever that stuff gets resolved, then we'll deal with that, and then we'll try to get some more content going. But again, like the main goal for 2025, so like 2024, oh yeah, and also full time with Roundtable as well. So be sure that it's mainly just me over there, guys. As of right now, I do also have a show with the Roundtable Sports Network. It's called the Draftaholics, where we talk all things draft content over there now. So we would highly encourage you guys to go subscribe to the Roundtable Sports Network as well. Main goal for 2025 is, again, we want to be able to continue to grow these channels, and we want to be going full speed on all of these. Cody and I talk about it a lot. What's the best way to be able to get full time with, this channel and the other channels, and, being full-time content creators? Sure, it would be a lot of work. Sure, it'd be a lot of time. But, it's one of those things where, we need your guys' help in order to achieve that. Yeah, so I think maybe some other ideas that we thought of. And that's another thing too. Make sure you guys are giving us suggestions. I know in the past we haven't quite done it as much, just mainly because things have gone so smoothly as it is. But right now, we're in the process where we have all these different channels. We're trying to figure out more content and more original content that you guys want to see. And if there's content that you guys want us to do that maybe we aren't doing right now, give us those ideas. Put them in the comments and tag us on Twitter or Instagram, or DM us on social media and let us know. All right, we're certainly not opposed to hearing what you have. One of those ideas, and Cody can actually bring this up, it was about covering some more like Indiana-based colleges. And so, Cody, why don't you bring up that idea?
Yeah, and I guess I'll throw the other thing in here as well within that. So, yeah, talking about, we would love to do that at some point. I don't know if that's in the cards for 2025, but it's kind of an idea we've had for a while. Some of you, if you've been on Twitter for a while, you'll remember when I kind of first started out my Twitter journey, I was kind of in charge or part of this network. I helped found it, called Indiana Sports Coverage. And basically the goal was, hey, get a bunch of writers, a bunch of people who are passionate about these teams, have them write on this website. And, I learned a lot from that. And that has kind of been a goal that I've had in the back of my mind for a while now. I haven't really done anything with it, obviously, because started with Colts. That's been the passion. That's been the thing that I've devoted most of my time to. But that's always been something in the back of my mind that I've thought would be a good thing, right? And so we've had that idea. And also, Derek, we've talked a little bit about, hey, would there be something with where our channel is currently now in regards to Pacers content to potentially look to bring somebody in to help cover with that? Because if you guys follow our Pacers channel, you'll know, like right now we just do previews and recaps. And we're just recaps actually right now that we just do. We've done like one or two live streams, but it certainly isn't to the capacity that we do the Colts, right? And we would love to bring somebody in, or at least consider, we've talked about bringing somebody in, to really raise and elevate that channel to where it needs to be, and have it in a way where it's kind of on par with our Colts stuff, right? In terms of, hey, it's not just recaps and previews. It's discussions. It's bringing on special guests. It's doing the live stream play-by-plays. It's all that kind of stuff that, frankly, Derek and I, we're two people, right? We don't have that capacity to do that right now, but we would love to do that eventually, right? And we can kind of hold down the fort until we do get that person. So in regards to that, and then obviously the college one, Derek, obviously you very well documented, not an Indiana, college football fan, which totally fine. And I don't really have like a college football team I follow hardcore, but it definitely is something where, looking to the future, I think that is a natural step for us, Derek, where we could grow out even more and potentially grow our audience out to a bigger degree, right? And so that would, but also that, understanding, this is something I'm learning in my own personal life. We only have a certain capacity, and so we need other people to step in and fill in some of those gaps so that we don't just do all these things okay, but we do everything as well as we can do them, right? And so
100%.
That is so important to us, and we want to bring good content to you guys. And so that is something that we've tossed around a little bit. And obviously the Pacer stuff would probably be the first thing that comes there, because we already do have an established channel. I think if we truly got somebody in there that put in that work to put in that content, it really would pretty quickly, I think, get to the point where we'd start earning money there. So yeah, that is something that we definitely have kind of thrown around and everything like that, because I do believe, Derek, that we do have a great built-in audience right here on this Colts channel. And I believe there's a lot of people who believe in what we're doing. And I do believe that there are people who would go and support us in whatever we do. So that's kind of some ideas we've thrown around. I know, Derek, I didn't write this down, but I know we've dabbled or thought about even like gaming stuff at some point. So there's a lot of ideas that go around and we've discussed.
And here's another thing too. Another great thing here, guys. One that I just thought about right now. With my move that I'm going to be going to, I'm actually going to be a lot closer to this guy. So there might be some more, we might do some vlog content. Maybe we do some gaming content every once in a while. Maybe there's a couple times when, I can come over and do games and we can stream it. And there could be some other times where, we'll do vlog content and, do Colts inspired things. And we'll obviously continue to do that when we can, but I'll be within an hour of this guy
45 minutes
versus now where, I'm almost 3 hours from him at this current point. So, it'll be so much closer. So there will be some of that as well. And so expect some vlog content. If you guys want vlog content or IRL content, feel free to let us know if you guys want that and what you guys would like for us to do. We'd totally be down for that. Maybe we can do Colts game show type vlog content, maybe something like that. But yeah, let us know that for sure. I will stress this, again, if somehow, some way people take this kind of video into perspective and they're like, oh no, is this going to just start becoming some different type of channel? No, most things are going to stay exactly the same, guys. That's what we typically do a lot of times is Cody at the beginning of the year, or even if we're stretched for content, well, a lot of times go back to last year's content and then tell me what videos we did. And then we just start doing videos like what we did last year or the same topic. So don't worry. Things are going to pretty much remain exactly the same. We just want to be able to bring you guys some more content that maybe we already aren't doing and something that you guys might enjoy a little more and might keep you coming back to the channel for more of it. Yeah, so goals that we have, a couple of these here. So goals for 2025. So we're very close to 20,000 subscribers. We really need your guys' help there with that. Very close to that. We certainly hope that fan interest in this team will somehow get rejuvenated this year. I don't know if or when or if it will, but we would love to be able to try to hit 25K on this channel by the end of the year. We know that last year was a little bit rough from a subscriber number last year, but we do feel that this could be a bounce back for us this year. We feel that some things, if done right, and if we do content that you guys want, then we feel it could definitely head us in the right direction. The Reacts channel, we would like to hit 5K on the Reacts channel. Again, like we said, guys, in the last couple weeks, mainly over the last month, the Reacts channel has, I think Cody has gotten like almost 500 new subscribers in the last month. So if we continue to do, and this is the type of year where reactions are all the rage. You got coaching news, you got free agency, you've got the draft. We got all that going into this. And then obviously, when the season comes around, we'll have reactions to things there, all that type of stuff. And so we really feel confident that the Reacts channel can bring a new element that you guys will really enjoy. And the Pacers channel, again, trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. That's first and foremost. And 1,500 to 2,000 would be a very good stretch this year. Again, we feel confident that if we can put Pacers content up on a more consistent basis, then people will continue to want to come in, especially with the Pacers being like actually a legit decent basketball team now. Feel that there's going to be more interest in that team moving forward. So, I mean, Cody, what do you think of our goals for this year?
Yeah, and just to go back, 25 on the this channel, main channel. We said 5,000 on the Reacts and 1.5 to 2 on the Pacers channel. And I think those are all more than doable, Derek, when you kind of look at it. I mean, the biggest thing would be the main channel. We only did get, a couple thousand. So that would definitely have to uptick in the right direction there. Of course, if the Colts were any good, that would help a lot. But then, yeah,
either really good or really bad, right? Like,
yeah,
I mean,
it helps our content either way. But
yeah,
the Reacts channel, I mean, like you said, we gained in the last month, last 28 days, even about 500 subs. So that is very likely as well. I think that's a very achievable goal. I mean, since doing it since November, Derek, we've gained a lot of subscribers in that count. We've probably doubled about that amount. I think it had around 1,000 or so. And so we've pretty much doubled that in, not even half a year. So I do think that is achievable there. And as the content now has started to pick up a little bit, I do think having a full off season to react to things will help there. And then, yeah, if we get the right person in there for the Pacers stuff, I think that would definitely take it to another level as well. And who knows, it could blow up. So I think those are all achievable, Derek. I really do. And I like the idea of what you said of, giving it back to the people who do support us in terms of like, we want to hear more of your ideas, right? We want to hear more of your thoughts on things to try, because we're not above trying things and seeing if they work. And if they do, great. If they don't, it's all right. We'll move on. But yeah, and that kind of leads me to another thing, Derek, that I think we want to do more of this year is we want to involve different people on the live streams, right? We want to be able to hear more of people's thoughts in terms of Q&As. I know at the beginning of the channel, we had like people on, subscribers on, to kind of talk about Colts and stuff. So maybe kind of getting back into some of that a little bit, kind of diving into some of that with our viewers as well. And, we're going to do some stuff for our subscribers as well. One thing that I talked to you about, Derek, was if people do become a subscriber, they're going to get access to early content, right? So there's like an option now when you go to post a video where you can have it open to subscribers and then open to the public. So hopefully to incentivize more people to join and be subscribers, that would be kind of an incentive there. And, obviously things like giveaways, things like that, we want to continue to do that stuff as well to kind of give back to people. But yeah, I think those goals that we have numerically, they're very achievable, Derek.
Yep, 100%. And like you said, it's all about helping you guys out. And as far as like, again, individuality with the content, that's important thing. We also want to make sure we're trying to get more creative. When I move this upcoming year, or here in the next few weeks, actually, I'm gonna sit down and try to work on my soundboard. I've had this soundboard for over a year now, and I feel like there's some untapped potential with this, even with potentially moving across platforms and doing more stuff with things like OBS and other things like that. So again, it's all about what Cody and I feel comfortable with. and feel like it helped grow the channel. So we'll definitely work to try to do that. Cody had already mentioned about, trying to get somebody to help with Pacers content. That would be tremendous for not only for someone, again, I was never someone that was supposed to have, a chance to have a Colts podcast, like Cody gave me that opportunity. And, we definitely would love the idea of, hey, if somebody wants to help use our channel as a way of, being able to expand their horizons, if somebody feels like they have what it takes to be a Pacers podcaster and whatnot, then, the channel can be very much open to that, helping us and helping them along the way. So, again, we'll continue to work on that the best of our ability. We'll certainly keep the recaps coming for Pacers content throughout the spring as well. Number one way, guys, that you can help continue to support us, because I see a lot of people, again, how can we support you guys? What's the best way to support the channel? It's mainly the things that we ask you guys to do already, and that is liking videos, subscribing, commenting on videos, and helping to spread the word of the podcast to others. All the small stuff, like, again, liking videos and help videos and live streams. So when you pop in on a video or on a live stream, the first thing that we would love for you to do, hit that like button. That's the number one thing, because that is something to where it helps the algorithm and it helps us to get more people out there, because when YouTube sees something with a lot of likes, it will push something a little bit more out to other people who might follow content very similar to ours. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell button as well. I know sometimes some of you say that you fail to catch some of the streams that we do. And if you have that notification bell, you'll get notified every single time we upload a video or go live. And again, help and spread the word. A lot of you guys have been following us for a while. Some of you are recent, and we would definitely love if you continue to spread this podcast to anyone in Colts Nation, and not even just Colts Nation, just anyone that is a NFL fan in general. We do have a few people that are not necessarily fans of the Colts, but do pop into our streams every once in a while. And, that helps with viewership, and it helps with spreading the word to people. And we've built a great network with, our podcast now being part of the Roundtable Sports Network. We are now part of a group of creators that, we can contact anyone that is a content creator of any team in this NFL league, and now have access to thousands, hundreds of thousands of NFL fans just like you guys. And, that's what this is all about. We just want to be able to continue to bring more of that. I said it earlier that, again, continue to give us ideas, guys. We're totally down for, trying some things out. And who knows, maybe there's some good content that, we don't do right now that, could be good for this channel. We might actually enjoy doing it. We're just not thinking about it. But the only way we're going to be able to do that kind of stuff that you guys would like is if you guys help us out. Cody, you got anything more?
Well, man, I got to tell you, a couple weeks ago, we celebrated, it's probably about a month ago now, not quite a month, we celebrated 6 years doing this channel, which is crazy. I started the first video in the basement of my old apartment, and I did it with my friend Julian. Ironically enough, and sadly enough, it was the Colts' last playoff win, but started in the basement. It always kind of starts somewhere kind of odd, right? And doing this for 6 years, it's definitely been really cool to, see the different ways that this channel has grown, the different people that we've gotten to know. I mean, Derek, at the end of the day, this is all about you guys. It's all about the people. I mean, you guys make or break this thing, right? If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have, we'd probably still be doing it, but we wouldn't be as encouraged as we are. We probably wouldn't be trying some of these things that we're trying, right? Because you guys, you drive the content. You really do. You let us know, hey, these are the things that we really like. These are the things that maybe you don't need to do, right? And it helps us get a better, thing of it, a better idea of what you guys would like to see. And also, it's really cool, man. It's so cool when I just have people who just randomly message me on X and just say something kind. Like that kind of stuff, it's a big deal. It matters. So thank you guys for doing that. Hey, and you know what the cool thing is, Derek? We don't always have to agree. You can think we're overreacting to things sometimes. That's totally fine. We can think what a dumb comment that was, right? I mean, it goes both ways. We can each think each other's dumb at times, but at the end of the day, man, it's all love, and we all love this team. And I'm just really thankful, honestly, for just how far it's come. I mean, really has. It's crazy, man. I mean, I remember, Derek, when we were thinking about getting monetized for the first time and saw the stipulations, and one of those was 1,000 subscribers, and I instantly got a fear, and I said, there's no way we're ever going to get monetized. I remember saying that. I was just like, there's no way. That's impossible. I was at like 50 subscribers. How in the world am I going to get this thing to even 1,000 subscribers, even 500 subscribers, right?
Yeah.
And it's just cool to see not only have we beat that goal, but we beat it by almost 20 times, which is crazy. So
Yep.
It's just incredible, man. I just am so thankful for all the people who have supported us, who have given us advice, who have come alongside us, who have said a kind word. I mean, your support means more than you know, truly. And I'm just so excited, man, because it feels like we're not just stagnant, but we're moving forward in a positive direction, and we're expanding out and we're growing, which is definitely exciting in itself right there. So I'm really excited for the future. And I think you said it earlier, Derek, but our goal is to do this full time one day. Like that would be, and can you imagine how much more we could do if we did this full time? Like,
Yep.
seriously, I think
That would
about
be
that. I'm
wild.
like, oh my gosh, we could open like 3 more channels. Maybe we shouldn't do that right away, but like seriously, like we could devote so much time to these channels and so much time into doing all this stuff we need to do. And, we would have so much more capacity, but that's not our reality right now. And we're okay with that. But that is the goal eventually. That would be the goal. And so you guys, your support means a lot. And you guys help us, right now be able to do it as a part-time thing. And that's, more than a lot of people can say. I mean, how many YouTube channels are out there that never get monetized, right? So we're just extremely grateful. I mean, truly, we're nobody special. I mean, we're just 2 normal guys that like talking ball and like giving our thoughts on things. And it's crazy to me. I never thought I'd have this many people care what I have to say, honestly.
Whether it's
So
good or bad,
exactly. I never thought. I mean, I'm sure you never thought that either, right? That you'd actually have an audience. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
And,
it is. It is crazy looking back on it.
yeah,
It is crazy to look back on the fact that, yeah, you started this 6 years ago, and 5.5 years ago, I joined you, and it's been a long journey, dude. We've been through a lot, and the channel's been through a lot, and it will continue. We will continue to grow this thing to the best of our ability. We will continue to provide you guys as much content as we possibly can. And again, not just constant content, but good quality content at that. So it definitely all comes down to you guys, though. It all depends upon what you guys want to see and what you guys are looking out of us. So again, thank you guys so much once again. Hopefully this kind of just gives you guys an understanding of how we felt about our 2024 season, covering this team, being a Colts podcast, and some of the things that we're looking to do in 2025. Again, if you're watching this right now, leave a comment what you guys thought, and give us some ideas, anything that you guys want to talk about. But thank you guys again so much once again for all the support. It really does mean the world to us.
yes.
And we will continue to bring you guys more, but that'll do it for this one. Thank you so much. And as always, go Colts.